Hello and welcome back to Culinary Haven. Today we're bringing you a less known Guatemalan breakfast cake. It's sweet, it's tangy, it's savory, and the savory part comes from the cheese that is used for the recipe. It's called queso seco cotija, a Mexican style hard grating cheese with pungent flavor. Unfortunately, we don't have this cheese in Scotland, but we found that the best substitute for this cheese is Parmigiano Reggiano, and that's what we're going to use. To make the Guatemalan breakfast cake, we'll need 115 grams of unsalted butter, 1 cup of sugar, 3 large eggs, 1 cup of sour cream, 1 cup of plain flour, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 cup of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano. And we'll start with blending together the butter and the sugar. I'm going to use an electric whisk. You can do it in a stand mixer or just with a spatula. Blend it together until it's nice and full. And now we'll add the eggs one at a time. And now we're going to add the sour cream. 1 cup. And now the flour. Sift in 1 cup of flour, plain flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. Set it in and fold it in the spatula. And lastly, a cup of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano. When we first found out about this cake, we were a little bit skeptical. Very unusual combination of flavors, and we're not sure, but I'm very glad that we did try it. It's very good. It's just perfect with your morning coffee. This is it. And now we're going to pour it into a greased baking tray. I'm actually using this tin foil baking tray, very handy. Butter it, sides and the bottom. Put on a baking sheet and just put it all in. And now with an offset spatula, just spread it around evenly to the corners. Right now it looks like semolina pudding consistency, but in the end we can have really delicious cake. And lastly, we're going to sprinkle some sesame seeds all over the batter. Generously. This is it. And now we're going to bake it in the preheated to 180 degrees Celsius oven for 40 to 45 minutes, rotating halfway. If you see that the cake is getting a little bit dark, to either cover it with some, loosely cover it with some tin foil, or turn the temperature down a little bit by 20 degrees or so. The cake should be pale golden. The cake is ready, the Guatemalan breakfast cake. It took 45 minutes for it to bake, and I had to turn the temperature down to 160 degrees Celsius. Depends on your oven, you may need to adjust the temperature or the baking time. Now let it cool in the tray for a few minutes until you can handle it, and then unmold it onto a wire rack and let it cool completely. And then slice it into squares and enjoy with your morning coffee. Thank you for watching this episode of Culinary Haven. We're now going to take a short spring break. We'll be back soon with plenty more of fabulous dishes from all over the world. And until next time,